Ready to Love Philly episode 4. All right. This episode was titled Polly Pool Party because there's a conversation that Coley and Fritz are gonna have about her, finding out that he follows Polly hashtags. Well, we'll get into that. But the main question that I had on my mind after this episode was, girl, True, what are you doing? Okay. We see them talk. First of all, they had a bunch of different group activities this episode, which I thought was pretty cool. I did not see Jay at any of the events. Maybe he was busy, with whatever. And I didn't see Deanna at the pool party. I didn't see True at the pool party. I didn't see Sahara at the pool party either. But they had three activities. One was a pool party, and one was at Naeem's gym, and then a group of people met over Cam's house. Okay. Now, let's talk about the Google text number. Now, I think both of them are acting stank about this number, all right? Because, listen, a lot of people don't think about safety when it comes to phone numbers or whatever, but there have been instances where people find information on people from their phone number and do crazy things with it, whether they show up at their home or whatever. But who knows? I just feel like she could have handled this situation a little bit better with her communication. It all boils down to the communication, you know what I mean? And how you're carrying it, because for her to keep asking him why he didn't call or text her, and then right in the same conversation he's telling her that he did call and she sent three question marks. Now, I don't know what she expected him to get from the three question marks, because it will be all up to interpretation, and you can't get no context from text messages. Okay, so you actually have to actually talk to a person. Now, as far as the Google number, like I said, it's to each his own. I know a lot of women who do that because of safety reasons, but it could also be that the phone might not be in the iPhone might not be in her name, right? Somebody else's name might come up, and it might be a dude, and she don't want that to happen. Like, who knows? All we're left to do is speculate, because she really didn't communicate about it. You know what I'm saying? So they sit here and they kind of go back and forth. He's frustrated. She ends up walking off from the table. It's just the communication part, because it's all about how you communicate. And that's what it really boils down to or whatever. So anyway, so they have the conversation, and like I said, I could go through a bunch of reasons why she's using a Google text number, but she's not really communicating it well. So that's neither here nor there, okay? I mean, and then the question remains, did she give everybody the Google text number? Because if you didn't give everybody the Google text number, now we got to figure out why you gave it to Naeem and you gave other people your real number. Like, this is all her doing. You know what I mean? So it's just really, really interesting how she handled that. It's her attitude that's off-putting, because it's not even just Naeem. Even the conversation she had with Khalil, when Khalil seems like he's really nice. I will say that he can communicate. He's very, respectful, and as far as what they've shown us. And she wouldn't tell him how old she was, but it's like, girl, they put it on the screen when we watch it. You know that it's on the website, so it's giving me that she's not comfortable with her age, right? And if she really is 35, he's only 31, so they kind of like right there together. So listen, it's just given that she feels some type of way about it, due to the way that she's handling it, and that didn't even have to go like that. And we're gonna get into their conversation at the end. Like, she is just really just not open. I'll say that. That's what I got from it. But in this episode, they had a bunch of different group activities, which I thought was really cool. They had the pool party over Fritz's house. They had Naeem did a group date at his gym, which I thought that was bomb. They did a group over at Cam's house, which that was good too. I did not see Jay at any of the events. I didn't see Deanna and True at the pool party. I thought everybody would have came to the pool party, but they did not. So okay. We talked about the phone number thing. That phone number thing is crazy, right? Like I said, did she give all the dudes the Google number, or did she just give it to Naeem? I don't think they should go on any more dates, to be honest, because they can't get past this phone number. All the dates they've been on, she has been talking about him calling her, which, like I said, he called you, and I don't know what she's doing. I really don't know what she's doing. So, well, clearly they won't be on any more dates because she's gone. So there's that. Anyway, but she, like I said, she obviously feels some type of way about her age. All right. She's given a little bit of attitude. You know what I mean? They both handle her in a different way, Khalil and Naeem, but she's just not connecting. It's like instead she's pushing away. Okay. So then let's talk about the pool party. At the pool party, Coley and Fritz had a conversation, and she asked him about, she told him that she was doing some investigation or investigating, and she saw that he's following poly hashtags. Now, listen, I don't even know how you see what hashtags people follow unless they post in a picture. Like, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I feel like that was too much. Like, if I did go and look at his Instagram and I got to that conclusion, I don't think that she should have brought that up. Right? Because it's kind of like, okay, if you think that, like, say you're in a relationship and you think somebody's cheating, like, are you gonna get the information first, or are you gonna go and say, yeah, I looked at your phone last night, but I ain't find nothing. I just found some questionable things. Or are you gonna just like wait and just be quiet and just let it unfold or whatever? I don't know. I feel like that was a little bit too much for somebody you just met. Like, did you look up all the dudes? And I don't know. I'm not saying she shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying that confronting him about it like it was a fact was where she messed up, because now he'll never admit it. You know what I'm saying? So she just got in her own way on that one. But then, okay, so let's talk about the gym date. I thought that was a good day. Everybody worked out. Fritz looked like he was struggling a little bit. He don't look like he work out on a regular basis. Sahara looked like she work out on a regular basis, but she looked like she was struggling through it too. But anyway, it was a good date, but True didn't show up, and Naeem was ready to see her. She didn't show up on time. She came late, and that's when they had that conversation again about the phone. She ended up walking away from him to go talk to Khalil, and that didn't go well either, because that's when she really wouldn't be honest about her age. So it was really like, it was a little wild. But, Fritz and Coley, Fritz did have a few points. Like, he's like, I follow chefs, but I don't cook. And he said another one, too. And I mean, like I said, she kind of jumped the gun on that one. She could have probably got some real information if she wouldn't have come off, like, accusatory, in my opinion. So then at the gym, Sahara and Fritz, they're talking. And she's telling him, you got to stop copying and pasting text. And he was like, what you mean? And she basically ran down to him how he sent her the same exact text in response to her asking how his day was. He sent the same exact text 2 days in a row. And so then she said he was sending stuff like yerp, and she was like, she wanted yerp back, but that's not really what she want to do with him. Like, send me a heart emoji or something like that, right? And yeah, Sierra, I keep calling her Sierra. Sahara is hood, right? She's hood, but you don't want to put her in the hood situation. Like, when I say she's hood, I mean that she's just more like she communicates more like a homie versus like a sexy female, right? And the way that the way that dudes can bring the feminine part out is to talk to her in a certain way, right? I think that Cam has figured it out. But you texting her talking about some yerp, what? Like, what is he doing? Like, he needs to stop texting people that he's not feeling. Like, just be honest and just move on, because it's multiple people here that y'all dating. If you're not feeling her, don't waste time going through the motions texting her nonsense. Like, that's crazy. That's the one thing I can respect about Sahara, because even though she's hood, she's real. She being herself. She's being honest. She's communicating. And I did not like that Fritz used the word aggressive, because I just don't like when they do that on these shows, because it gives a certain connotation that, it just is not good. Like, it's just a word that you need to stay away from, to me. You know what I mean? But he said that she was like rambunctious and loud, and but then he ended it by saying that she's authentic and stuff. But if that's just not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. You know what I mean? That's just the end of that. Like, I don't understand. he said that she needs more decorum, and that may be true. That just means that she's not for you. So just let her, go. Don't string her along or whatever. That's all I'm saying. Now at the pool party, Kiara opened up about her situation with her ex, right? And that's good, because that's something that they need to know up front. Because one, basically what she said was her ex has been locked up for 6 years. He's about to get out. But she did also say that she couldn't leave him alone until he got locked up. And that part is the alarming part for me, because what's going to happen when he get out? How is he feeling about this? What did he get locked up for? Like, we don't know none of that information, right? And that to me is probably going to be a problem. I don't know. But kudos to her for being honest and putting that up front. It's a touchy situation, because it's like you don't want to drag nobody else into the situation. Now, it might be the dude is just like, all right, fine, it's over, whatever. But we don't know that. You know what I mean? And like I said, people are crazy. Okay, people crazy. So, I don't know. But Naeem didn't see nothing wrong with it. So maybe they will have a connection over that. We shall see. Okay. And so let's talk about the possible couples that I saw this week. All right. So I didn't list every single possibility. I'm just, listing the ones that were in the main forefront, because not everybody got to get together. But we got Eddie, who obviously he got a connection with Coley. He was feeling Angie a little bit more as well, because she was helping him bringing the food out while he was on the grill. So he looked at that like, okay, she's about partnership. You know what I mean? Then we got Cam. Cam went on a date with Rose. They seemed to click really hard. Okay, Rose was cheesing. He was cheesing. We got the infamous food shot, because somebody always gets fed food on Ready to Love. You know what I'm saying? It happens every season, all right? And then he got a little connection with Sahara. I noticed at the end that he really does know how to talk to her, and she responds differently, okay? And then we got Jay. Jay obviously is, Kiara is his number one, and then he took Coley on a date, and they went putt-putt golfing, and he started to see her in a different way. He said he saw her as like a spoiled, rich daughter or rich kid or something like that. But he said that, he got to get to know her a little bit better, and that she's cool. And so that's one of his connections as well. Okay, so y'all get down in the comments below. Let me know, what couples do y'all see at this point? What possibilities? What potentials? We only in episode 4, so all this means nothing, because you know how Ready to Love is. It starts off one way, then by episode 6 or 7, it's complete chaos. So we don't know what's going on. But right now, these are the couples that I see. Now we get to the end, all right? We get to the end where the men go into the men's lounge, and they start talking about, who they're feeling and who they're not feeling. And a lot of names come up for people that they are feeling. So it's like the ladies have really done a great job this week by, connecting with the guys. Kiara's name came up, and Deanna, obviously, her name came up for the men who, I think Khalil had a good date, a good conversation with her at the gym. Coley, they like Tay, they like Rose, they like Shawnice, and they like Angie. Now, the names that came up that people weren't feeling was obviously Sahara, True. Deanna and Kiara got thrown in there, but I think that was just like a one-off thing or whatever. But Sahara and True end up in the bottom. So Cam takes Sahara on a date, and Khalil takes True on a date. All right. And this is where one, I noticed how Cam talks to her and talks to Sahara, and she receives it, right? She receives it. He was trying to tell her, you got to show your other side. The guys think you cool, but they're getting homie vibes. And he was telling her to take it seriously, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They saying this for a reason, right?
Listen, I don't know what's going on. Like, this is wild. Like, this is beyond me.
Then you got True, right? Now, this is what I mean by her being argumentative, or not really taking responsibility for her attitude in the process. Because I don't know whether she forgets what she said or didn't say, but she actually told Khalil that all he had to do was ask her age, and he was like, but I did though. Like, what are we doing here? And it just wasn't a pleasant exchange, but he did really keep his composure and do well with that. So shout out to him. I hope that True watches this back so she can see how it came off. And again, we don't get all the footage, right? They chop it up to however they want us to see it. I don't know what could be missing that would change our minds on how she's portraying this. I don't know. But as the season goes on, and maybe in the interviews later on, we'll get more of an understanding or whatever. But it remains to me to be like, True, what was you doing, girl? All you had to do is just communicate freely. I don't know. But so this is where we at. True ends up being the one that gets let go, and I think they got that right, because if you're not being open, like, what are we doing here?
Then the people didn't know your age.
So did anybody ask you?
I actually your age. You said we're around that middle range, if you remember correctly.
Okay.
You know, I thought we was trying to get to know each other. I thought we was being honest, and it kind of just threw a little curveball with me, because I feel like we had deeper conversations.
Tell you the age.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
I don't know. There's a lot of mystery going on with you.
So ask the question.
How old are you?
35.
All right. See,
Simple.
that was easy.
Simple, exactly.
That was easy.
But
It could have
ask
been easy.
the question.
I did though.
But I told you.
You just told me just now.
Yeah,
Well, why
something
should I
that's
have to
important
ask
to you.
two to three times with somebody that's supposed to be getting
You-
to know
you
somebody?
don't.
Exactly.
We are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're just walking around frustrating people, and I just don't understand why. And then we got Sahara and Cam, right? Sahara was talking to Cam. Cam explained everything to her and told her that they think that she's still ready to love. Okay, and we already knew that, because we see it's another preview that hasn't happened yet, so we know she's not going nowhere right now. But at the end of that conversation, he was like, "Come here with your sexy ass." You know what I'm saying? And she gets over there in her little walk or whatever. Like I said, Sahara is hood, but that is something that could be worked on. That is something that she could grow from. Okay, let me say it like that. And if she could manage to be able to let somebody get in and see the real her, then I think she'll be all right, because she is comfortable with herself, and that's attractive. You know what I'm saying? So True ends up going home. All right. And then in the middle, we have the possible couples that I said. We got Jay. Now he is interested in Coley and Kiera. We got Eddie, who's also interested in Coley. And then he got Angie. And then Cam got a connection with Sahara and Rose. I will say Khalil and Deanna had a little connection too. They didn't really show us any more about Tay and Cisco, because I know they were feeling each other at one point. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of that next week. Oh, let's talk about the get together at Cam's house. Cam opened up about him having, dealing with depression over the years and how he worked on his mindset. Rocky let us know that she used to sell a little bit of drugs back in her 20s. But I do like the way that Tay was comforting to Cam when he expressed himself. Hussein was there. He participated in the conversation. So that was like a little chill kickback vibe that they had. But the red flag of the week award is going to go to two people. One is going to go to True, because the red flags were just her communication style. And the fact that she just was acting like it was all the dudes and not her. So I gave her the red flag of the week award. And I also put Kiera right there, because when she explained about her situation where her ex going to prison, I think that's a red flag, because one, like I said, we don't know what he went to jail for. We don't know what he thinks about what the status of their relationship is. It's just too many unknown questions with that. So I gave her the red flag of the week award this week. We'll see what else happens, going forward. But anyway, get in the comments below. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I thought the episode was pretty decent. It wasn't the best episode, but I thought a lot of information was put out there. So get in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Peace.